Hey guys, so today we're doing a very exciting video on the new Morphe 35O2 palette. Morphe got a bit of a makeover. They have like the new, just clean, simple logo. The packaging is still very much the same. Still the plastic packaging. No mirror, unfortunately. I love a good mirror on a palette because especially like if you're traveling or anything like that, I do feel like a good mirror is essential. The palette's colors are stunning. Now, I love this color palette. I think it's a very just well thought out palette overall. I do like it more than the original 350. The only thing that I wish it would have is at least like one matte lighter tone shade. But again, that's just personal preference. There is a matte black in here that is very intense. All of the colors are very full pigment. The shadows are very similar to the Jaclyn Hill palette as compared to the previous Morphe palettes. The shimmers are stunning. I did this cut crease and I used only the palette. I'm also wearing the Morphe x Orpha lip kit. I will link everything down below. I do have a Morphe discount code. It's just Donovan for money off. Again, it is an affiliate code, but I have been very vocal about things that I have disliked with Morphe, like the concealer. I cannot wear like at all. I just don't like it. It's just not cute. So with that being said, I'm not gonna ramble on any further. Let's get straight into this look here. And if you guys wanna see more fall looks, let me know in the comments down below. And if you have any questions about anything, I will have all info down below as well. And let's get into the video. Alright guys, so my lids are primed and set and whatnot. I'm actually gonna be dipping right into the palette and using this color right here. This palette came with like an overlay, kind of like the Jaclyn Hill palette with the names on it. But I just, yeah, I can't. Like, I lost it right away, of course. So I'm taking this shade on a Morphe M504. And I feel like shadow names aren't as important when they're in an actual palette, that it's kind of like stuck like that. If they were singles, of course, I feel like it would be a lot more important, but these shades are more so exclusive to this palette, so I don't feel like it's the biggest deal. Oh, and I'm self-tanned right now, so that's why my neck looks darker and my hands look gross, because I use Loving Tan, and I forgot how intense it is. So far, these shadows are blending really nicely, very buttery, and there's not a lot of kick-up, surprisingly. Like, I expected a lot more. Like, I'm dipping in a lot, and there's not a bunch of fallout, which I love. I don't mind fallout personally, but sometimes I just feel like it's kind of ridiculous how much fallout there is. And like, if you use a palette before that you love that doesn't have a bunch of fallout, we kind of know for a fact that it doesn't have to be that soft in order for it to blend that well. Like for me, the Lorac shadows I'm not a fan of because of how powdery they are. It's just like a powdery mess, and I personally find that a lot of times it doesn't cling on to certain areas of my eye. And by the way, this is the same shade. I'm just really building it up and kind of seeing how it builds. But with like really powdery shadows, I feel like it's almost like they're very pigmented, but they don't really cling on everywhere, so you get like random patches, or you have to work 10 times as hard and you're wasting all your product because it's flying everywhere. And yeah, that kind of factors into it for me. So I love this kind of like stiffer shadow that blends out, but you don't have to dig into the pan to get any product out. And the next one I'm going in with is gonna be this one here. I don't know what kind of look I'm doing. I'm just really seeing what this palette can do and kind of building a crease so that way I can go into maybe some of the red orange shades and then go from there. And the next one I'm going in with is this one right here. It's like a nice orangey shade. I'm taking that on a MAC 217 brush. Morphe has like 217 very similar brushes. I just really love the MAC 217. I have like 3 of them, so I might as well use them. And I'm just taking this more so on this outer corner. And as you can see, these are very pigmented. And they do blend out. I almost feel like this kind of reddy tone blends out a little bit better than the one in the Jaclyn Hill palette. Because for me, the one in the Jaclyn Hill palette could kind of get very oversaturated and then get patchy when you go into blend. And this one is not doing that. And you guys know, like, I do have a Morphe affiliate code, but I am very honest with, like, how I feel about a lot of things. Like, I do love their eye brushes, but I do feel like some of their face brushes are very lackluster for me, and I also feel like they're not the best quality sometimes. I've had a lot of the face brushes kind of fall apart on me, and, you know, like, there's obviously a downfall to every company, or, like, a negative to every company. It's just about kind of being real about it more than anything. Like, I love that big fluffy white haired brush that everyone uses for bronzer, but on me that sheds so bad. I've washed it multiple times and every time I use it I get white hairs all over my face, so for the life of me I cannot use it. I did have one that did work and did not shed on me, and I think it was because it was from a different collection, but it's like, I don't know, it's just weird. Now I'm gonna dip into a little bit of this like pinky reddish shade. It's very pigmented. That's kind of like what my eyes first attracted to, was this shade. Just because it's so bright and so vibrant, and it's like the nice pop in the palette. And I love a good like red eyeshadow. This one is a little bit more on the powdery side than the other mattes I've used so far, but I find with reds, sometimes you have to do, like, at least from what I've seen, sometimes the reds in palettes are a little bit different in formula, because I know that red eyeshadows aren't the easiest to formulate, and we've all seen a lot of reds that have been duds in the past. So far this is blending really nicely, and it is very pigmented. I know that reds can be difficult sometimes. Sometimes the pigmentation is off, or they get patchy, or they just don't blend. And this one's actually super nice so far. So now I kind of want to deepen up the look a little bit. So I'm going to dip into a little bit of this one right here. Maybe a little bit of this one. There's a lot of like cooler tone shades along the bottom. Obviously they're deeper shades, but still very nice. And very pigmented. I love a good like deep purple. Yeah, very pigmented. And I kind of just take this on the outer corner and then work it up slowly. You always want to kind of press exactly where you want the heaviest pigmentation and then work out from there. That way you kind of have that control. Because sometimes if you go in with a really deep shade and you just go in like really heavy-handed, it can get a little bit crazy too fast. So I kind of really just saturate the outer corner and then I kind of go in and clean it out. I'm just taking one of our brushes from earlier, and I'm just going right around that to kind of buff out the edges. So now I'm actually gonna dip into this matte black right here and really see how pigmented it is. I want to define the outer corner because I think I'm gonna cut my crease today. I haven't done a cut crease. I don't think I've done a cut crease in a while, but I love a good cut crease. I feel like it really just changes the look and takes it to the next level. I also find it very helpful for those of us with hooded eyes. This black is very pigmented. I also find it very helpful with those of us with hooded eyes because a cut crease can really just change the eye shape in the best way. It can also close it off if you don't do it the correct way or the way that really helps to open and elongate the eye. But I love a good cut crease. I feel like it's very glam. And it's an all or nothing type of day today, so I think we're cutting the crease. And this is very pigmented, wow. So what I'm gonna do is take one of those deeper shades that we used in the crease and start to blend it out. So to cut my crease, I'm taking my Tarte Shape Tape in Light Sand. And one of my favorite brushes to do this is this Dose of Colors one. And with cut creases, you kind of want to look at it from all angles and kind of like look this way and that way. Again, I like to look down into a mirror. That way you can really see and define the crease. Also, I like to put product on and then kind of look up. And that'll naturally tell you how high you need to cut your crease. And it'll also tell you where your lid shade is gonna touch. And for me, I wanna cut above where that lid shade touches. That way when I put shimmer on my lids, it doesn't transfer up and it stays cut all day. So now for my lid shade, I'm actually gonna take this orange shade and I think some of this pink shade. Yeah, we're gonna take, I think I'm gonna take gold, orange to pink, fade it out. How does that sound? So I'm gonna do that now, and I'm just gonna grab a fluffy brush, and these shimmers are actually like super pigmented. A lot of the Morphe shimmers are though, that's like to be expected. Morphe does make really nice shimmers without it being too chunky too. Look at that, oh my god, that's stunning. That's that like pinky shade. So I'm actually gonna take that as my center of the lid shade. And this is what's gonna kind of blend into the black. I'm gonna take it on a brush. Alright guys, so this is basically my cut crease as of now. I'm gonna adjust as the video progresses or as I finish getting ready. So off camera I'm gonna do my face, my other eye, and I'll come back to finish off my eyes with you. I'm actually gonna be doing a review on the Too Faced Peach Foundation, which she's somewhere hiding. That will be up before this video, so if you wanna see that, be sure to check that out. I'll leave a link down below, and I will be back to finish off this video. Alright guys, so my eyes are done now, and I'm undecided. I do like the look as a whole. I do feel like the black and the darker shades do get kind of patchy, and I found that the same kind of issue with the Jaclyn Hill palette. I feel like you can pack them on, but once you try to buff out any edges, the shadow actually tends to fall down and like actually fall off your eyes, if that makes sense. Also, I've noticed that when I do get it blended out, there's certain places where it just kind of wears off on its own throughout the day too, which is kind of alarming for the darker shades, but all the other shades are completely fine. It's just the darker shade I do have an issue with. The black is very, very pigmented, but I did find it a very big struggle to actually get it blended out. I do feel that it's almost like too pigmented and too soft. Like, it's pigmented and once you pack it on it's fine, but if you even try and buff out an edge, it kind of just goes muddy or it just blends away to nothing. So that's my only commentary with that. Everything else I love. The shimmers are stunning. I kept it very, you know, like I just did my cut crease and I blended out the black and all of that. I like a very smoky lower lash line. Again, personal preference. I wanted this look to be very, very grungy. If you guys want to see more grunge looks, please let me know in the comments down below because I love a good grungy look for fall. I'm also wearing the lip kit with Orpha, the Morphe x Orpha vinyl. I'm wearing the lip liner with the lipstick, and I love the lipstick's formula. It's so comfortable and so stunning. So yeah, I'm not gonna ramble on any further. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know your thoughts on the palettes down below and if you're gonna be picking it up. I hope you guys like this. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I will see you then.